Hey folks, Leadsmith here, coming to you from Dad Skills University. And today the topic, when am I supposed to put a new chain on my saw? So here's the thing, as long as your saw is cutting efficiently, producing good chip, and you're not having any struggle to cut, you can pretty much make that determination however your preference suits you. Now on the majority of chains that I've used over the years, they've always had on the sawtooth this angled line. Someone I really respected many years ago told me that this line is the point at which you must stop sharpening and replace the chain. So as you can see, if you are filing, you're going to continue to remove metal, which will set this back further and further and further. Now, I'm not saying that that is exactly what that line is for, but I do use it as a guide. Now, if you're going to go by the method that I like to incorporate, you're going to begin to remove a lot of metal. Now, understand that as you file back, this tooth is actually going to become shorter. The reason this is going to matter is because as the blade of this tooth begins to become flush with the height of this depth gauge, you're going to fail to be able to cut as efficiently. Now, for those of you who would like to continue getting life out of that blade, that tooth, you'll end up having to pay attention to the depth gauge. What we want to find out as we lay this tool over the tooth where we have the depth gauge exposed at the top right here, does it protrude above this edge? If it doesn't, you're okay. If it does, that means that this tooth has been sharpened down as far as it can go without giving further attention to the depth gauge. And if there is protrusion from this depth gauge at that point, we would simply take a file and just begin to follow the contour of that depth gauge. Recheck. Make sure that we are flush or recessed below the edge of this tool. So folks, here's a great example of a really short, small nub of a tooth. While the remnant of this line right here is still present, there's hardly anything left. Keep it around as a backup in the case of an emergency. A lot can still be done with that particular chain, but I wouldn't trust it for much more than a backup in a survival type of situation. And having a backup chain for your saw is a lot like keeping extra gas for your generator. But hold on folks, you're gonna need to know how to look up the correct type of chain. I'm gonna tell you what all these numbers mean in the next video. So once again, thanks for tuning into Dad Skills University. Leadsmith out.